seen so much creativity, and we've had a lot of action, and they have worked, and we, all spectators, we have had to enjoy all of this. We had the pleasure to see when they have presented their own persona in those designs, in that creativity. So, I was in Melbourne, I was in Shanghai, and then we have this, as I've said several times, and I love being part of this floral family. Because one of the best things with a competition like this is actually all the meets and greets. To talk to old friends around the world, because we are one international little world within the world. And I'm so happy to be part of that. And later tonight, we are going to know who those 10 fortunate, well-deserved designers will be who's going to go to the semifinals tomorrow. But before that, we will have a show here on stage. But we're going to start with is presenting our very important sponsors. Those sponsors that make this event possible. Because without that fantastic cooperation we have in our industry between the art part, the commercial part, the designers, and all the companies involved. So I will mention them one by one, and you're most welcome to give them a hand along the way, because it's with this cooperation this is possible. So I think it's going to be up on the screen, yeah? We have our premier sponsor, Smithers Oasis and Oasis Floral Life product lines. Yeah, give them the hand they worth, huh? These are products we use every day, and we're so fortunate to have the support from them. We have our platinum sponsors, AIFD, Fleur Creative, Florist Review, and UPS. We have our gold sponsors, Accent Decor, Certified American Grown Flowers, the sponsors to our surprise task today. We have our silver sponsors, Ball, Japan Flowers and Plant Export Association, Multi-Packaging Solutions. Those are our silver sponsors. And, well, we're going down in different metals here. We're going down to our bronze sponsors, AIFD Foundation, Callard Company, Canadian Florist, Design Master, The Elite Flower, EQR, Fern Trust, Galleria Farms, Knud Nielsen Company, Pennock Floral, Sun Valley, Simpsons, UCI Containers. And then we have our friend sponsors, Kennicott Brothers, Lion Ribbon, and My Passion Flower. And with that said, I'm not going to be that long. You've heard me talk a lot the last couple of days. But I feel so happy to be able to communicate what have been created to everyone, you and all the spectators. But I'm pleased to introduce a design demonstration presented by AIFD. But before we do that, let's learn a little bit more about the American Institute of Floral Designers, and that will be presented in a video on the screens. So enjoy that and enjoy the show that comes after that. Thank you.
a member of the American Institute of Floral Designers, AIFD. Welcome to Philadelphia. What an exciting time it is to be here in the Pennsylvania Convention Center to witness this extraordinary competition. 23 floral designers from around the world are here to share their talents. Their talent is influenced by their heritage. How they decide to design is totally led by where they come from.
Oh. Would you like to buy some flowers?
I would love to buy some flowers. How old are you, kid?
I'm 11.
11. At 11 years old, that's how my heritage began. I sold flowers on the street corner, directly behind us in this building. If many of you crossed this, came out of the building, went to the back door, there's Vine Street. It's 6 lanes going east, 6 lanes going west, a 2-foot concrete island in the middle, and I was 11 years old. I was one of 6 children, and my mother said, "Go ahead, you can go out there." You wonder why Rocky Song is playing? Because right then and there, I had a choice. The first day I was going to sell flowers was the beginning of March. My cousins were going to go and be in the Rocky, an extra in a Rocky film. It was 1976, and I said, "Nah, I think I'm going to go try selling flowers." And that was my beginning. I started in a shop, sweeping up. It was one day, and everyone was complaining. They didn't want to make a $30 funeral basket. I swept. I was 16 or 15 years old. I said, "Oh, I'll make that." And then there was no turning back from there. I went full steam ahead. So Quinn, why don't you run back there? You can take that bucket with you, and you can bring out our next piece.
Okay.
So, I sold flowers on the street corner, and I immediately had an instant passion for it. Those red carnations are part of which brings me right back to my childhood, my 11-year-old childhood. What happened? You switched. It's amazing, Quinn. What happened? You went from, it was like Clark Kent. So we have this beautiful bouquet. What do you think about it, Quinn?
I think it's pretty beautiful.
Pretty beautiful? Yeah. Would you give it to your girlfriend?
Maybe.
Oh. So this bouquet represents my heritage. Traveling from the bunches of flowers in that bucket, that coppery colored tin. We had a conversation today, and we think it was a regional thing. I could totally recall that when we first started, that the buckets, our flower buckets, were pickle buckets, pickle tin cans, and they were coppery tinny color, and they were beat up. And I remember seeing them throughout the 80s, and then finally they were like no metal buckets. So this is a representation. It's pretty, but we know each other. I know Quinn. Quinn is growing up in a flower shop right now. His mom's a member of AIFD. So what's our motto, Quinn?
Go big or go home.
You got it. High five. And do you want to go home?
Nope, I want to go big!
Yeah, big, that's right. So you go back there and you tell them to bring out the next arrangement. So, like Quinn said, bigger is always better. Do not be fooled, ladies, if they give you a little ring and says, "But he loves me." Bigger is always better.
His hat.
Perfect. So this represents, I actually hate to say it, the decades that I've been in the floral industry. It's been 40 years. It feels like it's just been yesterday that I started vending street flowers to being here on this stage. I've had many opportunities. It's a stepladder. I don't think it's big enough. Where's Quinn at? Quinn! As you can see, we'll build this, but it's just a structure, and it's just hand-tied bouquets. The copper piping, we're going to just slip it in. What happened? I thought you went home on me.
They didn't. They like changed the cue. I don't know what happened.
That's all right. Face forward. What happened?
They changed the cue.
I
don't know what happened.
Oh, you did good. They didn't change the cue. You were fine.
I forgot to get the hat.
Who did it? We should hunt them down to find out who changed the cue on you.
I don't know what happened.
You don't know what happened? It's quite all right. Quinn here is a budding young floral designer. When he was a young boy, he would come to the store and do moss-covered sceneries with trees and branches and put flowers and make us go to the store and buy him little plastic things that he could put together. And one Easter, I was on the phone with his mom, and Quinn said he was a decorator. I'm decorating for Easter. I'm a decorator. You still like to decorate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Quinn, I think you did a fantastic job. I think you look handsome in that tuxedo. And I think, whoa, we wanted to go big, but I think we might be going home if that doesn't stand, Quinn. Whoa. So I think you should take my hat. Look at this. Are you kidding me? Quinn, I need to return this afterwards. Who knew? Okay, you could take my hat. You hold that. I'm going to need it later. So
Okay.
Don't take it home. So, I have 4 great designers lined up for you tonight. They come from all over the world. They live here in the United States. I have a designer from Korea, Costa Rica, Poland, and of course, America. Where their heritage began is how they were influenced with design. The first designer we're going to bring out, I actually met right here in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia Flower Show. It was the first year that AIFD was involved with the Philadelphia Flower Show, and I was super excited that I was going to get to see these talented designers come to Philadelphia. I came to the show, thought I was going to help, and I said, oh, I'm so nice to meet you. And she said, oh, so nice. Here's Broom. You're sweet. Sweet. We became friends instantly, and I was always dazzled by her talent and dazzled by what she can create and her meaning of the flower. I remember quite clearly being a young designer, her being across the room and touch the face of the flower and her running over and saying, no, you like this? Don't touch the face of the flower. Keep the flower for your friends. So I would like to introduce Claire Wang Kang, AIFD.
Hi, Ron.
Hello, Claire. How are you?
안녕하세요. 멀리서 한국에서 뉴욕, 뉴저지, 알바니에서 기후도 안 좋은데 여기까지 오셔서 감사합니다. How are you doing today? Very pleased to see you all in beautiful Philadelphia. Yes, you know I love Philadelphia.
You do love Philadelphia.
Yes.
Claire comes to Philadelphia every spring. It's like the returning of a bird. You know it's springtime when Claire returns to Philadelphia for the flower show. Didn't you go to school here?
Yes. I went fine arts school here, and also very important, I met my husband.
Oh. And you have a degree in fine arts?
Yes.
From where did you go to school?
Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts.
Oh, that's fantastic. And I know you have, each designer is given the same task to create 3 different arrangements. A bouquet that would represent their heritage, a arrangement that kind of what's going on right now in their lives, and then the third piece would be a freestanding sculptural piece that talking about their future. So Claire, and did you make a bouquet?
Yes. I
Don't
did.
tell. You're like, I don't know what it is. Can we have Claire's
Hello,
bouquet?
Valerie.
Hello.
This is a very simple hand-tie bouquet. And this is a mesh and metal wire mesh and 5 colors. And this is a Korean good luck pouch. Yeah, and there's best wishes and fortune.
So, Claire, she actually taken bullion wire and she's crocheted it, correct?
Yes.
She used the 5 different colors, and what it is the broken ball. Done.
We fire her.
Fire her. We will. We will. We will send her away.
Yes.
This represents Claire's culture. It's full of good luck. It's full of good money. I said to Claire, well, it's very small. I said, it should be bigger for you then.
So this one is the big one here.
So basically, this one is mine, very small, and then this one's Claire.
Yes.
Doesn't this represent also the Korean flag?
Oh, the based on over there, Korean flag is here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Yes, that 5 classic Korean colors: black, white, yellow, blue, and red. So that is the Korean colors over here, and the same is based on the philosophy of the Asian philosophy, and the 5 elements of theory, which said yang o heng sol.
Or like I like to say, the Pepsi logo.
아시죠?
Pepsi.
아시면서 뭘 그러세요?
Thank you. Pepsi logo? Pepsi logo?
You need. He talking about the color is the Pepsi colors. So I said, he like a diet Pepsi. I said, no, we have a regular Pepsi. No. Okay. So then, why don't we go with this one? Yes.
So tell us the meaning, Claire, behind your arrangement and what your thoughts are.
Yeah. Okay. This one, large carnation ball, this is made of 5 colors, representing a united earth in harmony with different people and culture.
And there you go, right?
Yeah.
More balls.
Thank you. Metal wire mesh is my trademark. These days, we have filled with so many different challenges.
So Claire, did you say
I have
that these colors represent the people of the world? That there's 5 significant colors?
Yes.
Don't throw them notes away, Claire. You don't need them. You don't. I'm going to steal them.
No, these days
let me hold them for you.
No. These days our lives are filled with, I already mentioned to you, but he makes me so nervous. He's watching me what I'm doing here, and we need great courage to keep positive and continue to move towards the light.
So everything Claire has a meaning.
Yeah.
So she's a little bit lost
and
for
live
words.
beyond our challenges.
So Claire has told me when we spoke about this arrangement that this arrangement
this Phalaenopsis orchid
represents the people of the world the blanket that's placed over it is giving the world a hug and has so many challenges, and especially at this time. And these orchids, which I was too busy not putting them in for you. My father always had a saying to us. He would come and tell me, if your mouth moved as quick as your hands, we would be done already. I'm going to put this down. We can leave it there. So Claire also has a book that she has for sale here, that all the proceeds are going to go to the FFA, which is Future Farmers of America. So Future Farmers of America teaches kids of high school age floral design, farming, and AIFD invites them to our national symposium every year. And by Claire's generosity, we were able to bring 50. Claire, how many kids came this year? 50, 60, a ton. How many, do you know, Claire? Do you know how many kids came this year to symposium because of FFA?
Yeah, also, do you remember how many STEM is in here?
I don't. 50.
Hello.
54.
I already mentioned
55. 56. 56. You said 56 stems.
54 years.
How many stems?
54.
So the Phalaenopsis is meant to represent 54 years of AIFD. Claire holds AIFD very high. I say, it looks beautiful, Claire. So, Claire, why don't you tell them the meaning of the Phalaenopsis orchid? Does Kat have your tongue today? Oh, now she's ignoring me. We are in trouble.
What?
Mama.
Where is the mama? Why you need a mama? Okay.
Okay, a few more.
Don't talk. Keep walking.
Don't talk. I'm sorry. Quicker, quicker. Have you noticed that Valerie, who broke the ball, has not come back out? She is
we've been together so many years, and we're joking around. We keep laughing each other. And you know what? This is the first time we're together. I'm really, honestly, it makes me nervous, because when we are just without anybody, then we talk so funny with endless laughing. But now today, he's serious, I'm serious. Hello. Two serious persons meet each other. Hello.
Hello.
That's a big trouble.
Hello, Rainbow.
We all the time joke around. Anyway, yeah.
So Claire, step back and look at your design.
Yes.
And I want you to just tell them from your heart, that's how you design, about how you feel about this and the meanings behind it.
Yes. Because of the beautiful fresh flower is not long lasting. And when we look at it, I'm all the time as how can I get the emotional element? Keep it. As I was all the time thinking. So finally, I made my feeling, capture my feeling, and I make for the beautiful collage, permanent collage. So sometimes I look at it, then I save them, my heart feeling. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hello.
Oh, hello.
Okay, you can have it. He had no pocket. It looked like a pocket. Okay.
Let's walk back.
Where's the collage?
Where's the collage? It's coming. It's coming, Claire. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Come on, come back here. We're ready for Claire's collage. Whoa, mama.
The other way. Turn around the other way first. Yeah, just. Yeah, okay, thank you.
That's perfect.
So
Thank you.
this collage represent this my arrangement for this one. Yeah. So when I look at this one, sometimes we can leave it as it is, but depend on your mood, with or without flower. So all the time you can change it. And then they have inside, they have a water tube. But this one, I didn't do it. So I really want to enjoy it. We are too busy in our lives, so busy. And we need smart robot.
What?
Smart robot. Hello?
Smart Robert?
Yeah, robot. Smart robot.
Smart Robert.
Anyway, so I'm going to...
Smart robot.
Yes, I know, robot.
Well, if anyone could make a smart robot, could be you. Did your husband help you with the smart robot?
I think you came to my house the other day. You are the one helping me. Anyway, so this one is you all the time. When you have a business, then you sit down. Everybody is working, making this piece. All your emotions depend on your mood. Some days red, some days black, some days white. So then this piece is nobody sit around. We don't like anybody sit around. Keep working. So anyway, so this one is a collage about these 5 colors. This is the 5 metal wire, mesh. And turn around. This one is the yin and yang. And that one is, the beautiful Phalaenopsis orchid and also carnation. But one thing we have to remember, carnation has a classic beauty. Carnation. Classic beauty and the long-lasting freshness. So I really like it. When you look at the carnation from the far distance, simple and round. But when you close, then beautiful petals, they're waiting for you. So I really love the carnation and the texture, and I feel like this is an American flower.
It's definitely an American flower.
Yeah. Apple pie.
So Claire, I can take a white carnation, and that smell of a white carnation can bring me right back to when I was 11 years old.
I know.
And just the first time I smelled that spiciness of a carnation, especially a white carnation.
Yeah, now I'm really relaxed because I almost finished.
Now you're
so
now you feel much more relaxed?
Yeah, so now I can go on. So you want me to tell?
Go ahead. What are you going to say? So I just want to make sure that when you're done, they turn your microphone off because you're much more relaxed. You will heckle the rest of the designers.
어떻게 이렇게 잘하세요?
Yes. Yes. I think she might have just cursed that man in Korean. What did you say in Korean?
What did you say?
What did you just say to me in Korean?
I forgot.
You forgot? I speak no English.
And so when near future, he was talking about the smart robot. In the near future, we're going to have a collaborate with the smart robot. So he doesn't give me any hard time. He can do whatever I said. Maintenance. The structure. So easy. And then, I can talk to them. Sometimes I need a rest. Then I don't have to watch him. He keep doing it. So I can relax. So that's so wonderful. So near future, we're going to making this such a beautiful piece. Everybody can make it so easy. And then we'll do it. So what a beautiful. And I want to say that my closing, he's going to be lonely, but I want to say my favorite quote from Helen Keller. We can do anything we want to do if we stick to it long enough. 당신이 원하는 게 있으면 언제든지 원하면 우리가 원하는 걸 다 이룰 수가 있고 계속 노력하면 성취할 수 있습니다. This is my quote I want to share with you. Love yourself respect the flowers, enjoy your work. You are the most beautiful flowers. 감사합니다. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Claire. It's always a pleasure to work with you, and but we're going to find that cat, and we're going to take care of him.
Next time, we are next show is we are more faster. Okay, thank you.
So the rest of the show, Claire will now stand over there and heckle me. So Neil, make sure her microphone is off, so because she will heckle me. So the next designer I have to introduce to you, it's kind of a funny story. He was a friend in my head. I'd never met this person. I never met him until the fall. I always seen him on social media. He was everywhere on social media, on Pinterest, on Facebook. It's just everywhere. You would see his work, and you would stop, and you would look at it, and then you would want to screen snap it, and you want to blow it up bigger, and think, wow, how did they create that? How did you do that? It's just amazing what he can do with a little bit of wire and a few little flowers. So I would like, so I had the opportunity to go to Florida, and I said, hey, I'm going to go to Florida. He said, I'm going to come to your show. I'll come and talk to you. So we met. He became no longer a friend in my head. We met in person. So I would like to introduce to you Rito Vasquez, AIFD.
Ron,
Rito, how are you?
hola amigos, pura vida. Vengo de un país, Costa Rica, de Latinoamérica. Saludos a todos mis amigos y conocidos y familia AIFD de Latinoamérica. Bienvenidos a Filadelfia, bienvenidos a la Copa del Mundo y bienvenidos a esa presentación de la familia AIFD. Thank you so much, everyone, just to be here in Philadelphia and enjoying the World Cup. This is my first time in this beautiful.
First time in Philadelphia?
Is that first time in Philadelphia?
First
My
time?
first time in the Flower Cup and the first time in the flower show.
A lot of first times this week for
It's
you.
a lot of first times, yeah, for me.
So when you walked the flower show today, we went from here down to the flower show, and this is what happens to Verito. We will be walking, we're talking, strange women that he doesn't know, runs up and hugs and says, oh, Verito, I know you. He gets accosted every 3 or 4 feet about people saying, I know you, we're friends, you don't know me, but I know you. It's very recognizable, I think, because of the branding of the glasses, that he could not walk more than 3 or 4 feet and someone stopping him. So you use social media constantly.
Well, yes. It's a blessing, first of all, because it's the way I come to this country, and I've enjoyed this country almost like 5 years ago. And social media helped me just to be next to a lot of people. And that's funny because a friend of mine asked me, how many friends do you have in Facebook, for example? Mm-hmm. And I asked him, figure it out. Oh, maybe like 100, 200. No, I need more. So, well, maybe 1,000. No, you're short. So almost like 5,000 people.
Only 5,000?
All the 5,000 people. It's not like I have too much time. But as well, a lot of people say that I don't sleep. That's true.
So, Rita, you said you only been here in this country for 5 years?
Yes.
Oh, wow. And you come from...
I come from Costa Rica.
Costa Rica. Did I say Colombia or Costa Rica?
Costa Rica.
I don't know what I said.
Yes.
So, what was your profession in Costa Rica? Because floral is kind of new to you, correct?
Before I started in 1989 in the floral industry, working as a regular flower shop. So by my own, I opened my own shop, and then I discovered the events and weddings and conventions, and I started working in that part of it's part of my history in the industry and events, in the floral industry and the event industry. Before that, I have a degree in hotel management and a degree in music as well.
Oh, a degree in music?
Yes, since I was 7.
sing or play an instrument?
I was playing and then I started singing. But now I'm singing just in the shower.
Now just singing in the shower. Well, let's see your first piece. Let's see your bouquet.
My bouquet? Okay, let us see my bouquet. Thank you. Okay. I'm gonna hold it. Yeah. Okay, this is my bouquet.
Wow. It's absolutely beautiful.
I guess I spent just a few rolls of wire.
Just a few rolls of wire?
Yes, that's it. I guess so. Yeah. Okay. So well, this is my bouquet. There is a lot of meanings in all my pieces, the pieces that I bring, because the pieces that I have in this has a mix of different texture. Everything is white, so it means a lot of peace for me. It's very peaceful. It's what I'm at now. And then has a different kind of flowers. It has the orchids and has like garden roses, calla lilies, and different kind. As well, the vines, like jasmine vines and hyacinths. But that means a lot for me, part of my heritage, because it's the way that I came from a very traditional family. And family for me means a lot. That means for me, this is everything. This is my family. This is where I come from. So the way that I grew up, the way that I've been holding all my values, all my beliefs, and my family, my father, my mother, 4 sisters that are part of my life, and they're still. My father passed away like 10 years ago, and in his honor, I add the orchids because he was an orchid collector. So, and then the roses are my mother, and the vines are my sisters, and my nephews, and my nieces.
And it's all bound together by you.
Yes, because I have been doing a lot of things in my life as well.
Am I in here anywhere?
Let me see. I guess so. There is no.
No.
Well, not yet. Maybe we never know.
I thought I was going to be like a little barrier or something.
Should be.
It is absolutely beautiful, and it's shocking the weight of this. So you can see how I easily able to hold it. It's very light. It's very light, and the beautiful movement that the bouquet has, and the amount of detail that's on the bouquet is incredible. And as you look down and sink inside, you can see beautiful roses made out of flat wire. Mm-hmm. The contrast between the shininess and the dullness, even with the lamb's ear, it's just incredible.
Then as well, the cascading on both sides of that kind of vines, it means as I've been holding everything in my life, this is something that is all my knowledge, all my life, how they start growing. Yeah.
Okay. It's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, let us play this.
Can we have the blind removed?
Okay, yes. And behind, what we have behind. Let's see.
You know what? I'll move it. Let's see.
This piece, oh my gosh. Here we go.
Wow, it's incredible, Rito.
As I have been telling you, that means my family. This is my present, but every time that I need to be in my now, there is something to remind me who am I and where I come from. So for me always, and it's something that I have every day, that is my daily prayer, just to thank God for everything that I have, and just be thankful and grateful for every little things that I have now. So for this little piece for me, they represent, that has a lot of meanings as well, because this is my mom womb.
The base.
The base.
As a rock.
Exactly. This is my rock. This is my DNA and how my DNA started in this industry, in the floral industry, and the different kind of jobs that I have been working on. And this is my present, where I'm now. But it's something that I never stop. You know? And as well, the casket, this step of flowers remind me how all my steps to be where I'm at now. So then, these strong lines as well is my family. 7. Mom, dad, and my 4th sister and me. So that means a lot for me. Family, as my family, as AIFD is my family right now. I have a good friends. I have been making very nice friends, with a very strong friends, and I appreciate that because since I moved to America, it's something that I don't feel alone. That's a good thing.
It's absolutely beautiful, and the meaning behind it is incredible. So I think, do you have anything more to add? Like, I bet you, how many hours do you have into this? Just like, what do you think, 15, 20 minutes?
No, not in this case. Not in this case. I spent like
25 minutes, I got it.
Yeah, something like that. I spent just like 30 seconds doing my boutonniere. That's it.
So Rito, I'm so glad that you were able to make the trip. I'm so glad that you influenced us on social media to be here. But I think right now, before you leave the stage, that we need to take a selfie.
Absolutely. Why not?
I think one selfie, and we can post it
immediately. You know, that works. And pay your bills as well.
Pay the bills. Hold on.
Oh.
Everyone now. Scream. Everyone yell. Oh!
There we go.
But I'm a little confused, though.
Why?
I am just a little confused. I thought we were all doing 3 designs. You only have 2.
I'm sorry. Oh, my God.
Did something happen to one? Did you miss
You know, I come from Florida. I'm from Costa Rica. We are Pura Vida. People from Pura Vida is people like, they don't care. But we always have something to do. Even like in the last minute. No, it's okay. So, when you say something about the 3rd piece and I say, oh my God, what was? Oh my God, I don't remember. Okay, let me do something very quick.
Do you have one or not have one?
Well, let me call a friend of mine. Darcy! Darcy! Hey, Darcy.
I think you need to go
Come
back
on, let me help you. Because I have something for you. What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Is that
for me?
Beautiful gift for you? This is
me?
my 3rd piece. It's something we create in like 5 minutes.
Wow, incredible. Wow.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Well, everything was in the last minute, like the Costa Rican, so no problem. It's pura vida. Everything is pura vida. I have something just to add in the last minute as well. I'm so sorry, Ron, because, you know, the travel, the cost, and oh my God, no. I was planning just to come to Philadelphia in a bus, and you know, we are very cheap. No, we don't like to spend. So this is something that we need to finish right here. I'm so sorry, people, because I didn't have the time to complete my design, and apologize for this situation. But Ron, next time you need to send me an email, please, or just send me
an email.
No, send me a text on Facebook right now. That's easy. That will be easy.
Let me see. I was going to put one.
Yeah. Okay. So it's finished. It is done.
Oh,
it is done. It's done.
Hold on.
Here we go.
A little too much cleavage. It's absolutely beautiful.
And thank you to my friend Darcy for today. This is you're amazing. You're amazing. She's my amazing model and dancer. And
can you do me a favor? Can you run the Wawa for me? I want an iced tea.
I'll be back in 50 minutes. Slow walk.
A slow walk.
Okay.
It looks absolutely beautiful. The amount of texture and amount of detail that's done on this bodice is incredible. And it's really hard to capture from the stage to see it. but the detail is just absolutely beautiful.
And other thing very important is has a lot of deep, three-dimensional, because it's not like a very plain this design. Seems on the head than the body.
It's absolutely beautiful.
What do you think about it? Do you like it? Perfect. Okay, AJ.
So, Rito, I was glad that you were able to make this trip. I'm glad that you were able to come up to Philadelphia to be with us. And we will continue to follow you on social media and keep us posted. And I am just excited to see where you go from now, to see the wire work as it progresses.
Thank you so much. And thank you, people. Thank you, family, because I'm here because of you. You know, you are the...
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. Okay? I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ron. So see you next time, maybe next year. We never know.
Yeah, never know.
Okay. All right, thank you.
So our next presenter, I actually met by accident. It was a mistaken identity. We were in Belgium, in Elzenbezen, at Florimore, and we were in the courtyard, and I seen a beautiful blonde woman run by. Actually, there was two beautiful blonde women that ran by, and I said, wait, I know her. I said, let me go call her. And I called her name, and she stopped, and she came towards me, and she said, that's not me. I don't know who you think I am. I said, oh, I thought you were, this woman who had a heart attack in the airport, was supposed to come to Philly. And I was so confused. And she's like, no, that's not me. I'm not. I said, oh, okay. We introduced ourselves, and that was the first meeting. Then, what happens 2 months later? Our paths cross again. A month after that, again, I bump into her. I just kept running into her around the world. It didn't matter where I was, they were there. And I even attended a meeting with these women at 2 o'clock in the morning in the hotel lobby. I was walking by, they were holding a full-blown meeting. I sat down and attended the meeting. I was like, I'm crashing your meeting. She's an incredible designer. She travels the world. I would like to welcome, who do I want to welcome? Anya Norwood, AIFD.
Hello. Dobry wieczór. Hello. Dobry wieczór. Witam. Dzień dobry. Cześć. Dzień dobry, może za późno. Mam nadzieję, że goście mają dobry tutaj czas, skądkolwiek przyjechali, i mam nadzieję, że są goście z Polski. Czy jest ktoś z Polski? Oj. Okay, I was just asking if we have some Polish visitors as well, but
there's no Polish contestant.
No Polish contestants. I know, so bad.
Oh man!
But we have such a wonderful contestants from all over the world. I'm very happy to be here on stage. Thank you very much for the invitation. I got very excited, but also scared to be presenting in such an amazing World Cup event. So. Thank you.
So Anya, do you remember our meeting when we first met?
Yes.
In the courtyard?
I do, of course.
And then do you remember when I used to crash your meeting and made you stay up like 4 hours longer?
I know, that was terrible.
Anya has the opportunity to work around the world, and she heard about this project and wanted to be a part of it, and then after she was a part of it, she was like, I don't know why I said yes. She's like, the pressure is immense. She made beautiful things, and her things are, she put them all together in what, maybe 15, 20 minutes, and then you just went and sightseeing, you did the Rocky steps.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that was
She's
10
a
minutes.
very quick designer, very quick.
Yes.
So let's see your first design.
Yes. My floral sister will present it. So my first design is my heritage, which is one of many. I was actually thinking, what should I show? So this is heritage, which is amber inspired, Amber is a very big culture in Poland, I would say, a very precious stone, and it comes from the tree and the pine tree. So we have a presentation here of the pine, and what I used to do, go to the beach with my parents, and you will go, and many children would do the same, and you would look for amber, which would be buried in a sand. However, there is also lots of glass which resembles amber, but you would go and look for it, and till today everyone does it. However, it is very hard to find it. So the story of amber is that when the tree gets hard, it's got the sap coming out, and it's this beautiful orange color, and it picks up everything on its way, so we can find.
And you know what I said about amber? I always said, isn't that the stone that they rediscovered dinosaurs with from Jurassic Park?
Well,
they got a mosquito, and the sap encases the mosquito, and you end up with DNA from thousands of years ago.
Yes, it is possible. I don't know if it was a Baltic amber, but that's what story tells. So we have a branch of the tree, and then I made a construction which is resembles tree rings. So we know that the tree has different rings which are showing the age of the tree, and then the color is the graduation of the amber, because you can find the beautiful sun colors in that stone. So it's usually orange, yellow, and very rare is green.
What type of root is that, or branch is that?
That's a grapevine, actually. So it's not exactly the tree, but it resembles washed tree, which you will find on a beach. So
it's a beautiful bouquet, and it has so much depth. When you get a chance to look at this later, you can see the beauty of the garland and the handwork that takes to make this. And this is something that is just incredible.
Well, thank you. Yeah, amber also has lots of medical properties in my country. So I'm actually wearing amber too. It's meant to be very healthy. So if you ever have a chance, it's good for your heart. And we also mash it, and you can drink it. So it's not beautiful, but it's not only beautiful, but it's also very healthy stone. So it's gold of Poland, and it's got lots of history.
It comes from the town you live in.
And it comes from the town when I.
And what town is that?
It's Gdańsk, or known as Danzig. It's on the Baltic coast. A very old city, over 1,100 years old.
And how did you start in floral design?
Floral design, actually, it wasn't my chosen profession. It kind of found me. I always had a love for flowers, but somehow my parents always pushed me in other direction, because I grew up in a communist country. So it wasn't a very good profession. Floral industry was rather hard. We only had carnations and rose, which was a special flower which you give to your favorite teacher on the end of the school year, and carnation to the teacher who you maybe didn't like as much. So my mom said, like, well, if you don't study hard, you will be either florist or the conductor. So nowadays it's different. She's very proud.
A conductor?
Yeah, conductor was another profession which wasn't recommended. So for some reason, I don't know.
You gave up the chance to be a conductor?
I did. I could have had a free ticket, which was very hard to get on the train too at that time. But anyway.
The family could have... Oh, man.
Well,
I can see why you gave up the profession when we look at this piece.
Oh, my second piece. Yes. So this is probably influence of my parents. I was sent to the technical college and graduated as a civil engineering. So I love to build, and also as a child, as I mentioned, I grew up in a communist country, so we didn't have that much, and we used to build things from nothing or repurpose, or just play with whatever it was and change its function. So I was my dad's little helper, so we carried like a screwdriver on the hammer, and we would do whatever it needed to be done around the house. So Home Depot, after the shoe store, is my favorite store. So anyway, I also love things which are a little bit different. I think, how can I do something out of the box with them. So I found the clothespin, and I thought I really, really like those, and they already very organic and very much to.
Her husband already called twice saying, "Where are all the clothespins? I can't dry no clothes."
Well, we don't need them here. We don't use as much of them because we have dryers, which is also very different things. In Poland we used to hang things on a balcony, which was also very nice. And but anyway, so I constructed this piece with clothespin and of course bits and pieces which I find at the Home Depot. That was a cornice thing for the concrete, and it kind of came alive. But inspiration came also from the Polish history. I was kind of like a wings which we had in our army, which defeated Turkish army at the time. So it was going up, and they made a lot of noise. So when they were fighting, so there is lots of connection as well.
It is. I like the fact that the flowers almost look like they're floating inside your piece.
I wanted to make it very transparent, so the materials actually helped me to do that, and which I picked. I didn't want to hide the actual construction because we spent quite a lot of time doing those things. So I think the combination of those and the different elements help one another to emphasize their beauty. So
it is very interesting. Just the use of the fishing line, the filament.
And you still have clothes pegs. I don't know what they call here, but whenever I was shopping, it was like, "Do you have a clothing pegs?" And they're like looking at me, "What are you talking about?" So I always have this problem because English is not my first language. So I called vacuum a Hoover, and people look at me and they don't know what I'm talking about. So clothes pegs, I had to find it and explain what I was actually looking for, and it was like, okay, oh, you want just the...
We call them clothespins.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Well, I went to Walmart and they were saying...
Clothespins, not peg.
Oh, pins, okay.
Pin.
Well, here we go.
So, Anya, you have your next piece, which they will bring out, which is a completely different direction. Let's move the bouquet a little bit for them. Let's tuck it next to your thing.
All right.
Your teardrop. It sounds like you're working on a train. Oh, that's it. Let's go stage center. It sounds like you were working on a train.
Thank you. Okay, this is my mobile botanical art or botanical art garden. Again, I grew up in apartment block. We always had flowers doors and on the balconies, and now with the tendency of us being much more to nature, closer to nature, bringing flowers and plants. Plants became so big in our industry. Everyone wants to have a more greenery surrounded in a house. We're building green walls and bringing more flowers to the house. So my concept was to build something which would be very organic. So I used many organic materials to incorporate, which will also have flowers. So what you can do, we could always add some extra elements. Just we made some cocodemas, which are very easy to take care of. So we can add additional elements just by placing them in here. Actually, I changed this one. I think I like that one a little bit more.
So, in Poland, the use of plants were so much different than they are here in this country.
Well, no, we use them for decoration, but we also use them for many medical purposes. We try to actually grow some herbs or use things for food salads, things like that, whatever we could put, and it also served some other purpose. So that way we're creating a little greenery in our house, which actually can be moved around. And then, but if we are bored with this kind of artistic design, we have some other options. So
why don't we?
So what we can do, we can actually move things around and have a little bit more different character, more graphic display again, which is also very organic. Nowadays we're very much to different type of shapes, so I thought it will be more modern type of the design. Again, we're using different elements, cork, materials which dry very well, and it's decorative, but we also can interact with that. So all those things are actually attached to the wall with Velcro. So we can take this one, for instance. Would you help me?
Surely.
And we can simply just switch them around. So we can even play with kids.
So they're all interchangeable? Or they're all, you can interchange them?
Yeah, we can interchange them. We have a different record here. Okay. That one don't
she ruined that one. Real good. Throw that one away.
All right. Well, we have to put that one back. That wasn't good.
This is like...
Hold on.
It is like the glue of death. It's like...
The Velcro is very strong. I actually...
Very strong.
Very strong. So you have to have a lot of power to do it.
I'm going to give this as a gift to somebody.
Oh, you can do it too.
Who would like this?
Okay,
It's a gift. It's a memory.
Okay. Could you hold this for me?
I'm giving it to someone here. Look
Put
alive,
the
people.
Velcro.
I'm throwing it in the audience. Woo! Okay. I just killed a contestant from Finland. Oh. Sorry. So, out here.
Can you hold that?
Who is your favorite contestant? What contestant? Oh, you are awful quiet. I say Mexico! Leopoldo, where are you? He ain't here.
Well, our Velcro didn't work that well for some reason. We used two different ones, so obviously this is a lesson to learn. You have to use always the same elements because different companies don't always cooperate. So anyway, we have this other option here, and which could be also very interesting. Let's unplug those.
Let's see. Let's see.
Yes, and then we could actually use those elements in other parts of the room and switch them around. So we can actually create more organic, or even in an office, different space which has some organic greenery and elements which we want to be more inclined to be with nature. But then the other thought I had is to add a little bit more light as well, so we can also have some nice dinner and mood lighting. So this is my concept of current.
Wait, let's see.
time.
Can they lower the stage lights a little bit so we can get a true effect?
What's that?
We call for
the
lights to be lowered.
Yes, that would be great. Yes.
Ooh.
And we could also, yes. Nowadays we are so sophisticated that we can even dim the lights, so make a real mood effect.
You have a million different options now.
Yes, that's another thing. You can put them and you can combine, you can play, so it's many different opportunities. And you have a transparency. So it's more like a mobile furniture, mobile art, and fun to play and makes something more interesting in a world when we live not always in the big houses, but we have much smaller spaces, but we can bring greenery and not just have a little pot in a corner, which we usually forget and never water. So that's my concept of the future.
So your idea is you can take this and say, oh, it's sunny on the north side of the house and move it to the north side.
Yes, we can move this here, darling. So, yeah, it's very interactive. We get inspiration from many things. So it's kind of like playing with Lego, for instance. So that's my future. I think I like those aspects to getting things and get inspired by fashion, but by design.
And this is just a fun way that it can have a million different uses, a million different things that you were able to do it, a million different ways to position it.
Exactly, yes.
I think it is pretty cool.
Thank you.
Oh,
I knocked it out.
listen,
But anyway,
the Velcro, it doesn't want to hold, and now one jumped off.
No, that one I knocked it off.
Oh, you
so,
knocked it off. Oh.
Yeah. So. And then you can put it back together. So again, you have many opportunities. So as you saw with the other one, we hadn't liked, but you can take that one off and put it back on. So okay, so
I am glad that we had that accidental meeting, a mistaken identity.
yes,
And I think that is incredible what you can create and how you think up in such a European way.
well, I've been very lucky and had the opportunity to travel and learn from many places. I took obviously AIFD, and I'm very grateful member because there's lots of opportunities, and go to Europe very often, which is my home as well, and I learn from everyone and many people here, which I cannot quite see, but I know they're here. I've been learning just attending different shows and presentations, so thank you very much, because you all are inspiration to what I am now.
So do you have a favorite contestant?
Favorite?
Poland?
Yes, unfortunately they're not here, so I won't tell who is my favorite at the moment. But I wish everyone very good luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
AIFD holds a national symposium that travels around the country every year over the 4th of July. This past 4th of July, I had the opportunity to go and help with candidates who were testing to become AIFD. And I met this next young gentleman actually there. As he was preparing to test, he was sitting at the bar eating lunch, and I said, a friend said, oh, I want you to meet this young guy, and I shook his hand, and he went into the room, and that was that. And then as the day went on, I was walked up and down each aisle watching them as they test, and I would notice that how clean he had worked, and how meticulous he was in keeping his area clean and tidy and respecting the flowers. And I thought, wow, that's pretty incredible. So when this opportunity came to do this program, I was trying to put together a team, and seeing that he had passed and that he was going to be inducted this coming July. So I thought, I will call him. I don't know if he fits my criteria or not about not being born in the United States but living here now, but I thought I would just take a shot in the dark and ask that. So I gave him a call and I said, hey, this is Ron Mulray. We met at Symposium in DC, and he's like, oh yeah, okay, great. And we talked for about maybe 45 minutes to an hour. And then at the end of our conversation, he says to me, now, what was your name again? And I said, oh. So I am excited to let you see what one of our youngest members, our youngest member here on this stage, has prepared for you. I would like to bring out Adam Gludo, CFD.
Oh, hi there, Ron. How's it going?
Hey, Adam. How's it going?
Good.
To see you.
So I got a little mixed message here because when Ron told me that we were going to have to come out here and talk in our native tongue, I don't speak anything other than English, so I'm just going to talk like good old Minnesotan. Yeah, you betcha.
So Adam is actually from South Korea, and he was adopted into a floral family. That his mother owns a flower shop, is a retail florist. Yeah. Where is she from? Where is the shop from?
Right, so I'm from a small town in north central Iowa, Clarion.
Clarion. And you grew up in the flower shop?
Yeah, so I grew up pretty much in the flower shop my entire life. And until recently, my whole plan was to go into the culinary industry. So I was actually a chef before I started into flowers about 4 years ago. So that was sort of the plan, and then I just sort of fell into this industry, and it's been a whirlwind ever since.
So as a child, were you a flower box baby?
Oh yeah, totally. So I would always get in trouble for playing with the foam because I'd crush it, and then I could never figure out why she was so mad. Now I get it.
So listen, if you would have figured that out, went on social media, then people that sensory videos that smash foam,
with the
who have
glitter.
2 million followers, 10 million followers.
We should have thought of it.
We should have thought of that.
Why didn't we think of it?
We should go get some foam and try it. So, Adam, you've only been designing a short time, right?
Right.
Yeah. So you just tested this year.
Yep.
How was that experience for you?
It's incredible. I'm really sort of overwhelmed and so happy that, I was able to score high enough and qualify and, be inducted this year because I'm so excited to be a part of the AIFD. I really like our mission here, and I really am just excited to be a part of this family.
And was the test hard or easy for you? Do you think it was hard or easy?
I think it's...
Yeah, that's like hard. We're like, that's a horrible question.
No, I think it's a great testing process, and Sandy Struck AIFD this year, who was chair of membership, she does such a wonderful job putting on that whole process.
So my story and Adam's story are kind of similar. I thought I did not want to be in the floral industry, so I went to school and became a graphic artist, and as soon as I was away from that, I hated it, and I had to go right back. So I just thought I couldn't handle it. I want to go back to the floral industry, and you got a degree in culinary and thought you were going to be a chef, and now here we are doing flowers.
Yeah, totally.
So let's see Adam's bouquet.
Yeah, if you can bring out the first design, that'd be great. All right. All right. So sort of kind of talking about the inspiration in the context of my heritage in making this handheld bouquet, I wanted to play off of the idea of me being adopted from South Korea, but growing up in the United States. So this whole idea of sort of building your own heritage influenced the idea of creating these little blocks. So my mom grew up for a short amount of time in Japan because my grandfather was in the Air Force, so they were stationed over there for a little bit of time. So she picked up and was introduced to origami, so that's one of the things that she used to teach me, and so I sort of brought in that influence here. In terms of the flower selection, it's sort of influenced by things that I'm really sentimental to. The lilac in particular, it's one of the first flowers, or actually it is the first flower that I really remember falling in love with. My mom and I would go around the neighborhood, and she would drive the van, and I would sit in the passenger side, and we'd go down the alleyway about 3 miles an hour, and she'd go, cut, 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 and then he would throw it in the back. So 3 miles an hour is a great cruising speed to harvest. And so also the spider mums, because I did grow up in a small Iowa town, I sort of was not always exposed to a ton of tropicals. So the spider mum is one of those elements where it has a really interesting shape, and I just thought it was really an interesting flower when I was little, so I wanted to incorporate that as well. Then when we're looking at the structure, sort of the inspiration with the building blocks, I never had Legos as a child. I always had Tinker Toys, so this is sort of ode to that. And what I've coated the Oasis Sahara foam in is coffee grounds, because I think as a florist and as a chef, you don't go anywhere without coffee. And then we've just taken the steel wool that you see in restaurants that they use as scrubber pans, and we've just kind of shredded it a bit to give it a little bit of movement. So, yeah.
Mechanically, it's very easy to carry. There's a handle tucked up inside. It's how I was able to pluck it right from his hands. It's a spicy, sweet smell from the coffee and then the lilac. And Adam told me if you make 1,001 paper boxes, that someone will give you a gift. So he only has about, 4 more to make?
Yeah, so this is sort of my interpretation of my heritage inspiration in making a handheld bouquet. And, when I was younger, my mom was the one who introduced me to AIFD. And I remember when I would go to the fridge, she had the principles and elements of design laminated to the fridge. So even though I didn't know that I was going to go into the floral industry, when I made the shift from the kitchen to the workroom in the flower shop, I always sort of remembered that, and having known about AIFD, I was like, well, this must be a good organization to be a part of. So that's sort of come full circle now.
Wow. So let's just sit this down. So, where's your pedestal?
All right, so actually, we were supposed to have a pedestal.
You're supposed to have a pedestal.
All right, so I did a little interpretation of that, and I have a model, or an assistant rather, who can help me bring that out. So Ben, if you would want to come out here, we can kind of go over our second design.
Wow. Step over.
There you go. All right. So this design is inspired by sort of the continuation of the idea of these building blocks. So I've taken the paper cubes, the same ones from the hand tie bouquet, and we've incorporated that into this beautiful structure. And it's sort of just a culmination and continuation and representation of who I am as a designer now and what inspires me. So the color palette we've chosen is purple, because I'm from Minnesota, and if you don't know, purple is kind of our color. And also we've chosen the Jeff Latham orchids, because he's one of the designers I first was exposed to as when I was first starting out this industry. And so it sort of fit perfectly, this culmination of designers who I am inspired by, many of you in this room, and sort of a color palette that made sense to me, because Minneapolis has really been a great city for me to get started in this industry. We have so many great designers in Minneapolis and St. Paul and that surrounding area that have really helped to give me opportunities to take and grow in the floral industry. So I think this is a cool design, but I think we can improve on it a little bit. So Ben, if you want to help me out with this. Ready?
Oh, sorry, Ben.
All right, so within this context, I wanted to include this idea that, as serious as sometimes these shows can be, I wanted to, expose a little bit of me being 25. And so we've incorporated the glow sticks in this as well. So sort of a youthful interpretation and something a little bit unexpected, because, I'm a professional designer, but I still like to go out because I'm 25. It's a little fun. And Ben is actually my partner, and he is a burlesque performer. So I couldn't help but be also inspired by that in my floral design. He is a cosmetologist, so he does hair and makeup, and he also builds wigs. So he's the one who created the wig today that he's wearing. And so we sort of have just a culmination of inspiration from drag and burlesque, Minnesota, and designers who I look up to. So this is sort of my interpretation for design number 2.
It was a great compilation between both of you.
All right. You want to step forward a little bit? We'll put it up. What's up?
You're fine.
You're fine. And you're down. All right, thank you. Let's give a round of applause for Ben. Now, his name is Ben, but as a performer, his name is Misfit, so it's a double entendre. All right. So, Ben, if you want to step over this way, I'm actually...
Have you ever collaborated before?
Yeah.
An arrangement?
What's that?
Absolutely. No, right here. No, you're going to stay right here. Come right from... No, stop right there, Ben.
All right.
So, Adam, your journey has been very short in the flower industry, and that is pretty much what your next piece represents?
Yeah. So for the third piece, inspired by heritage design, I wanted to sort of leave it neutral because because I'm so young in the industry, I don't always know what direction I'm going. I've been working on branching out a lot lately. So sort of the inspiration for this piece is the culmination of things from the past and my present. So we've continued this idea of the building blocks with the same paper balls, but we've used them in black just to keep it a neutral color palette. And I wanted to pull some inspiration of materials from the culinary industry. So we've used the aluminum foil covered wooden dowels, and then also the shredded steel wool. And then in terms of, this design, I wanted to sort of give it a fun wave pattern and sort of leave it open for interpretation that way.
Yeah, it's absolutely incredible. I love the idea of the building blocks and how you're building a path and going forward. I love that you incorporated the raw tinfoil. I think it adds a different element to it, knowing that represents your culinary feel. And the pulled out Brillo pads are super interesting, and then the crazy movement that you never know which way your life path is going to take you using the calla lilies. I think it's incredible.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, but we think that Adam, being so young, that he only has one way to go. His career can only go up from here. There's no other way. What do you think? Up.
So with that sort of in mind, we kind of wanted to do a little switcheroo to kind of expand on that idea. Should we do that?
I think we should.
All right. I feel like Vanna White.
Wow. Only up. That's the only way you can go, Adam, is up. Wow. I told Adam no. I said, Adam, even though you can go up, you never know what's going to happen on that Tuesday morning and when you are set in a tailspin. You never know.
Should we try it?
Let's go for it.
All right.
I say it.
Oh, might catch on this.
No, go ahead, just give it a... Whoa.
So we've come full circle.
Look, it is made, it's balanced. It was made, let it go, it'll go back. It was balanced that it should go right back to the center of the weight. When this was made on the lower stand, it was not secured, and it was pretty balanced that it stayed in the middle. So it's a pretty cool thing that he was able to work the mechanics out of that, for it being balanced. When Adam called me and he said he wanted to make this piece, I was like, okay, I guess we can have it welded. And we actually had a member, husband, talked to him. We went back and forth, and he built it. You've probably seen him earlier on. He builds so many props. Now look, it's going to make a liar out of it.
I know. It's because you said something.
I think I like it up anyway.
This way. All the way back around.
Yeah, I think I like it straight up. So we came to the end of our program, and the one thing that we all have in common is that we're all members of the American Institute of Floral Designers. I know that there's a lot of members here in the audience, and I would just like you guys to stand up. Whoa. Don't let it go. Let's see where it ends up. God.
It's like the Wheel of Fortune.
Whoa. Whoa. I said...
So that apparently that's the direction I'm headed here.
Wow. It's still up. I say we do something... I say I'll put it down and we'll see if we can teeter-totter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll teeter-totter.
Or you can do that thing where you like flip it over and fly off.
But I want to invite any of the AIFD members either to stand up in the audience or come forward, because there's one thing that we all have in common on this stage, and I want to invite out all the stagehands because we are all members of the American Institute of Floral Designers. We support each other as a family. When I was younger and I would hear, oh, my family, they're my family. It took me a while to realize that anytime we need anything, it's just like your family. If I need something, I can pick up the phone and call one of my brothers and they would come right over. If I need something in the floral world, I can call one of my friends and come right over. So we were supposed to flip. You just missed it. Are you not flipping? Everyone's supposed to flip their flag? Flip your Korean flag? These people are like they were not at rehearsal. None of these people were at rehearsal. None of them. They weren't there. It was like this is all brand new to them. All of them. They're like, oh, we forgot. Go ahead, turn it. Quinn, my hat. I said I was going to need that. Thank you. Tag and all. So thank you again. Thank you for having us. Thank you for sitting through our presentation. We really appreciate it, and I invite you all to become a member of the American Institute of Floral Designers. We have a table in the back. Any questions? We'd be more than happy to speak to you. And I am so excited that this was here in my hometown. I remember years ago when it was brought up that where it was going to be, and sat in a meeting with PHS, and when they said they were in the running for it, I was so excited, saying, I hope it comes to Philly. And my dream did come true. So thank you. And I can't wait to see the outcome. I'm just very nervous now because of the top 10 are going to be announced. Thank you. Good night.
Okay. So thank you, AIFD, Claire, Anya, Adam, Rito, and Ron, for sharing their heritage with us. And I know you're all waiting for something. Yeah, we're all waiting. And we will be waiting a little bit longer. Yeah, because I'm going to keep it here for myself. Huh? No, the truth is, the result is not set yet. Yes. And what that means, and I know you're probably sort of freezing a bit like I am. Yeah, I think the central heating have broken down in this building. So while we're waiting, go grab a coffee, a tea, a little fruit, a little snack, because I know once we have the result and I'm up here, you're going to get seated in a minute. Can you promise me that? Because you're going to be so eager to get the result. So mingle around for a little while. get warm. Stand jumping on position or something to get the heat back in your system, huh? We need that. And I'll be back as soon as I have the result. Okay. Up and move a little bit. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, no, I don't have the result, but several already asked, can we go out for a smoke? Can we do this and that? I advise you not to leave the room, because as soon as we have the result, it will